All right. All right, man. We're live with Max Clark today. Maxwell Clark for the Zoom. Happy to see this guy. Dude, we've been trying to get on the phone for like 2 weeks now. Hey, he blew me off. He went to Florida. He went to Worlds. He blew me off. So I was really pissed at him. I didn't know if I was going to have him on the program, but you know what? I let him on this week. So he's here.
He
Max
gave
is
it.
here. Yeah, Max is here. I'm super glad. I've just talked to this guy like briefly online. Pretty funny dude. Gave me a new term, by the way. He threw a yes sir ski at me, and I was like, dang, man, that's pretty good. That's pretty funny. I like that. I
Adding
dig
it to
that.
the collection.
Yeah. So we just talked like a little bit. I can already tell this is going to be a really good conversation. This is going to be a lot of fun. You guys are going to see a lot out of this, and just kind of to give you a perspective of what somebody who really does it looks like and how he works and just how he's different. So for those of you who don't know him, I see you got like 9,000 followers on Instagram, so people kind of know you, man. You're kind of a name, and you have like something about you that makes you different, which is not only your play, but it's the locks, dude. The flow.
Definitely the flow.
It's the flow, man. That's a brand right there in its own, man.
Oh, heck yeah.
So
Always keeping the flow along.
yeah, it looks good, dude. I commented on it the other day. I was like, man, I like that, dude. I like the flow. I dig the flow.
He's got to get some.
Yeah, I got a kid that I work with, and we convinced him to get a mullet. He's got a pretty good mullet right now. It's really long in the back, not quite as long as that. Obviously, you don't have a mullet, but like, we respect the flow.
Yeah.
If you can play, we respect the flow. Yeah. So Max is out in. Tell him where you are, man. Why don't you give him kind of a heads up of the scenery, because we're looking at some scenery today.
We're out in the middle of nowhere, Indiana, baby. Just chilling out. We got the barn behind me.
Yeah.
Good old country.
And you got some animals out there as well, right?
Yeah, we got some horses out there. They're a little cold for them right now, but
yeah,
it's not bad. It's nice out for me.
How warm is it?
Aren't having it. What's up?
It looks like it's kind of windy.
A little bit. It's not bad. It's like a really good fall day. It feels good.
Okay.
It's like nice and just chill. Good weather. Let's find out.
Yeah, because let's see right now.
It is 64.
64, huh? Oh wow, 57 here. 57 in gray. 57 in gray. That's the life of the Seattleite. That's the life, man. It's just gray.
Yeah, we got a couple
blue skies, right?
Sunny.
Yeah, nice, man. Nice. All right, well, so you are committed to Vanderbilt. When did you commit?
November 24th, 2019, so my freshman year.
Your freshman year. Okay, so take us just through the process of like, how did you start attracting so much attention to yourself when you were probably 13, 14 for you to kind of be on the map at 15?
So when I was 13, I went to an IU baseball showcase, and it was simple. It was just like a 60-yard dash pro style showcase. Okay. I ended up grabbing the head coach's attention, and the head coach there now, Jeff Mercer, actually runs a camp for my high school because his dad, also named Jeff Mercer, coached at Franklin for 16 years. So then I went back to this Franklin camp, and I just balled out. I had a really good camp. It was fun. A bunch of my high school buddies. And actually a week later, I picked up an offer. So my 7th grade summer, picked up my first offer. Wow. I was going into 8th grade. I had just switched to the Indiana Bulls, which is a highly showcased travel team this summer. Feeling good about my summer. I went out, and I had like video game numbers for my 8th grade summer. It was ridiculous. Like the work that I put in definitely translated to that. I literally hit like 650, had a 730 OBP, and like a 1.6 OPS or something like that. It was ridiculous. It was just the team played well together. The chemistry was there, and we all just balled out. It was an awesome summer. That was definitely my takeoff, I guess, for the early stages. After that summer, I ended up getting invited to the USA national team trials, made it past the first stage, ended up making it to the 15U official trials, made it to the final 34. Didn't make the official team, whatever. It kind of fueled me, actually, because the kid who did make it above me, I just had a better I just had a better summer than him. It was
Okay.
frustrating, but it was like one of those things like, okay, don't
And that
let
was
it.
for the USA national team, correct?
Yeah,
Okay.
the official national team.
Okay.
And it was just one of those things like, don't let it get to you, let it fuel you, come back the next summer, ball out. So I was like, okay, sweet. Well, from that actual USA showcase, I picked up 8 or 9 offers, I think. 8, yeah. Vandy being one of the guys who I actually got on the radar. I didn't pick up an offer just yet, but
They made
Vandy
you work for it a little bit more.
and that was like when everything started to get real serious.
Okay.
I debuted in the top 30 in the national rankings, number 1 in the state, top 5 in my position in the country.
Okay.
So after that, Vandy reached out, invited me to a camp. I went to that camp. It was in November. It was like first week in November. And I had an outstanding camp. And the way I connected with the coaches was just mind blowing. The way Corbin and I were able to, we literally didn't know each other, never talked before, but the way that he stepped on the field and the way that I stepped on the field and connected instantly, that's when you knew, okay, this is where you want to be. This is home.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the hitting coach, Mike Baxter, his philosophy is my philosophy. We both think the same way about hitting. And my hitting coach now, Mike Shirley, is a scouting director for the White Sox. And Mike Baxter and Shirley share the same philosophies. So it's like, okay, all I'm doing is transitioning.
Right, man. So we're gonna talk a little hitting philosophy today then.
Yeah.
Okay.
So all I'm doing now is transferring from what I'm doing now and putting it on a bigger stage at an SEC level.
Yeah.
So a week after the camp, I picked up the offer from Vanderbilt, came down to my top 5 2 weeks later, which was Vandy, IU, Tennessee, Arkansas, and Mississippi State.
And you were 15.
Yeah, I was 15.
Okay.
I'm still 15.
You're still 15. Wow.
My birthday's in December.
Your birthday's in December. Okay.
So, fun fact.
All right, yeah. Hold on. Technical difficulties.
Okay. So after that, I came down to my top 2, IU and Vandy. Week later, I decided Vanderbilt's where I want to be.
Over Indiana.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I think anybody watching this would probably say, like, yeah, you probably made the right choice. I know you're trying to do, like, the college hero, hometown.
That's exactly what it was. It was, do you want to take the big shot or do you want to be the hometown hero? And the coach at IU and I, like, we're still best of friends. Like, me and him, we're family friends. It's just, that's how it is. Yeah. And then I look at Vandy and it's Mike Baxter, Tim Corbin, and David Macias, the 3 biggest names in college baseball. And you're like, okay, that's where I want to be. That's where you need to be.
Totally. I get that. There's a very well-known player in the state of Washington who committed to OSU. Their coach left. He decommitted and went to UCLA. You know, it's like the coaches are a huge deal and a huge part of that. So, I mean, when you were making your decision was primarily based on, like, okay, this is like, this is the way I get along with the coaches. This is, I really like these guys. And I mean, so just so everybody knows, not everybody just selects like a top tier program in the country because it is a top tier program. There's reasons that make it a top tier program, but not just because it's a top tier program alone. At the end of the day, you need to be able to get along with the coaches. You need to be able to have a relationship with the coaches, and you need to be able to see eye to eye, like what Max talked about, having the same hitting philosophy. Because if you have a coach in there that's teaching you some like total crap, you have to be able to say, like, this is not a place for my development. This is not a place where I can go and get better and I can showcase my best game to eventually, pro level scouts for guys who are getting pro interest in college. You're obviously a little bit different. You tore it up at Worlds, I think. You had a really good weekend, and now you're on the radar of some pro teams, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's cool, man. Congrats on it.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Worlds was a big step for me, honestly. Like, going out there, being in 2023, competing with the 2021 draft class, it just felt like, okay, this is where you really have to prove yourself, that working out every single day, missing the parties, not being able to hang out with your friends, making sacrifices. That's where it really came down to, like, okay, put everything on the table. Yeah. Like, let's see what you got.
Good for you. Seriously, good for you.
it was nice to go out there and show that not only did I belong, but I competed at a very high level with it. My team was stellar. We had some absolute dudes. We made an Elite Eight run with a roster only from Indiana, which was mind-blowing. We ran into a really, really good Cali team, and they handed it to us. Props to them. They ended up winning the tournament. Can't be too mad at it. But everybody on that Team Indiana team really proved that, okay, these kids can play.
That's awesome. Good for you guys, dude. Seriously, good for you guys.
It's awesome.
You know, because I know a lot of those teams, they have kids that they're picking from all over the country.
No doubt.
And, I mean, to have a team that's, just straight up Indiana guys. Like, I guess there's baseball in Indiana, huh? There's some real talent.
Yeah, there's some good dudes.
Look, dude, I'm telling you, man, like, because you're in, like, kind of the middle of it where, like, I'm in the Pacific Northwest. And so, like, everybody knows California, but nobody really knows, like, Oregon, Washington, Idaho. Like, there's no real, like, there's not, it's kind of, we're pretty far up there. Like, we don't really have a lot of, like, showcase teams in Washington, but it's more like the best players just get picked. But I think there's probably a lot more guys from from those areas over there that are getting picked just because, well, I think a different perspective, because here there's so much distraction in the city. Like, there's so much distraction in the city. You're around a bunch of people, it's just like, it is what it is, whereas, like, I think out in Indiana, I'm sure the game's a little bit different, and so you said a little bit about hitting philosophy. So I'm kind of curious a little bit. Can you talk a little hitting philosophy? Are you is that something you can talk about?
Yeah, I can. On like my side of it?
Yeah, on your side of it. So tell me, like, why don't you talk about your approach, and then why don't you talk about, like, the move you make to get to the ball?
Okay. All right. So my main approach as a hitter is don't let the guy on the mound beat you. No matter what, don't let him beat you.
Okay.
When I step in the box, I'm thinking middle third of the ball, drive it gap to gap. Don't try and do too much. There were times this season where I'd let the game speed up on me, and I would try to do too much. Definitely unlike a dude who maybe isn't bringing it as much. Like, he's like low 80s, upper 70s, whatever. Yeah. And it's just somebody throwing it in there. It's like BP. And you're like, all right, I'm going to see how far I can hit this baseball. And then you roll over. Right. So I had to teach myself to be very, very disciplined and just work gap to gap. I'm not a Xavier Isaac who walks up and hits balls 480 feet for fun. Like, I drive the ball gap to gap and run for a while. That's what I do. That's my tool of the game. So when I step in the box, I go through my approach. My main thing is when I see that leg go up, I make a move to where I can get on plane, load the hands, and be able to go all in one movement.
I like to hear that.
That's what I got.
Okay. So you feel that leg go up, you're saying. So, like, when the pitcher's here, he comes up, you're feeling that one movement go back into your rear leg. Yep.
Excuse me. Jesus. It is 6 movements at once, but you want to make it so smooth that it feels like it's all at one. You want to train it that it feels like it's one.
Like, is it kind of like a little bit of a coil into your rear leg? Just like a little bit of coil.
Rear hip coil, leg goes up, toe tap, hands go back, hands go forward, they meet the ball, stay on plane, finish swing, run. That's my main.
So when you get on plane, what is your feel? Do you feel like you're going more like pushing out front, or is it more like something like back here?
I see it. My main thing is tilt and whip. So I call it whipping the barrel through the zone. That's what most people call it. It's basically, so you think merry-go-round with the hips. So your hips go like this, and your swing goes like a Ferris wheel. So your swing's going like that, and your hips going like this. So it's all at once. You have the Ferris wheel going, the merry-go-round going, and your hands going.
Okay, so you're just making one move, and your hands are almost like going like this.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, well, just so everybody knows, that's kind of what I – like, one of the big things I talk about is snapping the barrel.
Yeah.
Like, really snapping
the barrel. Snapping, same thing. Yeah,
exactly. So I guess we're right on the same page. Well, what do you know? Somebody who absolutely, like, slugs the ball is, like, making a really good move. And, like, a lot of people are just like, oh, dude, these guys are just naturals, man. They're just, like, freaks. And it's like, no, but like they get it. They make the right move. You know, your hitting coaches know what they're doing. Obviously at Vanderbilt. I mean, you guys are getting drafted. Like dudes are getting drafted there every year. Austin Martin, what was he, the
6th
sixth pick?
overall. Yeah.
He should have been higher up.
Oh yeah. Actually,
I don't know. I don't get it.
The reason he personally took a fall ended up getting more money than he would have. So he should have gone 3rd, but he dropped to the 6th and gained $1 million.
Oh, because he had like some insurance, like if he got drafted after.
So like there's this thing called over and under slot, and like the over slot, or excuse me, the slot for like the 3rd pick is like, let's say it's $5 million. Yeah. Well, they wanted to sign him for 4.5.
Okay.
Well, you don't sign Austin Martin under slot. You sign him over slot, if anything.
Right. Because he can stay.
Yeah. So he ended up dropping to 6th. And the slot for like 6th pick, let's say it's like 4.5. Well, he ended up signing for like 7.2. So he signed over slot. The team below him was willing to give him more money because they either had more money or had more faith in him.
That's awesome. Then that worked out really well.
Mm-hmm. No doubt. And he got drafted to one of the best farm systems in the country, in the league. In my
Toronto?
opinion. Yeah, Toronto's gonna be
good, man.
When Bo Bichette hits his 8th year and like Vlad hits his 8th year, then you got Martin, and you got
Biggio's not bad.
Yeah, Biggio. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, they have a decent team. They got some players.
They got some
players. So,
no doubt.
We talked a little bit about college, a little bit about your hitting philosophy. You are a 15-year-old, and are you 6'2"?
6'1".
6'1", 185, 180.
Yeah. 185, yeah. Like 182, something like that.
Okay, 182. So, we'll call it 185. Yeah, why not? I hear you. Okay, so 15, 6'1", 180. So just so all you guys know, that's not normal. So are you built like that, or did you start working out when you were young?
So,
and do you do farm boy workouts? Do you do farm boy? Are you lifting up hay? Are you like getting the bales and everything?
No, I'm not.
Riding the horses into the sunset.
So, like that's a little tough. I can't lie. Horse in a stall is kind of hard. And riding them, it gets tough sometimes. You got to hold on for dear life sometimes when they get going.
Okay.
But it's a little it's not. I'd say 15% genetics. I'm actually taller than both my parents. My mom's like 5'3" and my dad's 5'9". Wow. So I don't know where that came from, but whatever. I'm not gonna complain.
Whatever. Yeah, you're not gonna complain.
My dad was he was gonna be a collegiate football player. Ended up getting hurt, so he didn't get the chance.
Okay.
So I do get some strength from him, but I hit the weight room starting in 7th grade, and I hit it hard starting late 8th. Like my freshman year, I really, really got after it. And during Corona, from March until June, so basically from March until my season started, I put on 17 pounds.
There you go.
So that definitely.
Wow.
I was like 160 going into COVID. And I didn't play at 160. I looked bigger than 160, but I was light. Yeah. Like whatever. Right. I came out of Corona like 186.
Wow.
But I lost a few pounds during the summer because I wasn't lifting as hard because I was in season. Still lifting, just not as hard.
Wow.
So I dropped a little bit, but.
So were you on some sort of program, or were you just kind of like?
So
just going after it, or what?
Like a little bit of both. It wasn't like a full-blown plan, but it was a educated. Like I almost call it an educated guess. Like I ate really, really clean, 5,500 calories a day, supplements like BCAAs and creatine. Took that when I lifting 2 times a day during Corona, 6 times a week. Yeah.
Shit. That's it. That's it. You hear that? You hear that, guys? It doesn't just, he's just a big guy. Nah, he works his ass off. I mean, that's the difference.
Exactly.
That's the difference.
It was a huge.
So you throw. I think you throw about 90 on the mound.
Yeah, I sit like 88, 90. I ran it up to 92 in a bullpen last week.
So when did you start throwing gas? I mean, at Stone Gas, or did like the working out impact that, or what do you think?
So I was always told I always had a live arm, but my body never worked very well to back that up. So I never threw to my full potential. I always like threw hard, but I never threw as hard as I should. Basically, is what. So during this winter, I really worked on developing my lower half. It's still not great for being like I'm a position player. Obviously, I play center field. That's what I'm going to college for.
Right.
I'll pitch a little bit there, but I'm considered a two-way, but I'm definitely more of an outfielder.
Sure.
So I still throw it like I'm in the outfield a little bit on the mound. The legs just don't work like a pitcher. But there's definitely more force and more force being transformed from the ground up and out. So during this winter, I did a lot of like weighted box jumps, vertical jump into a broad jump, single leg RDL, L work, a bunch of that stuff. Strengthening the hamstrings, Nordic hamstring curls, getting my back. That was really big for me this fall. And,
that's a big deal.
Got the back.
I think the back is the biggest deal because on the swing, you are trying to stay as one fused unit.
Mm-hmm. It helped with the swing too. Like getting my back strong this year was definitely a difference maker. Got the lats stronger. Still not where I want them to be this winter. Definitely be a focus on the back and upper half. But about Corona, I was 85, 86 in a pen, and I was like, all right, whatever. I was like 94 from the outfield. It didn't make any sense. I was getting pissed, actually. I was getting really pissed. And
94 from the outfield.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Holy shit, dude. Sorry, remember. There we go.
So I started just trying to – I over-exaggerated engaging the lower half. And when I started doing that, I started noticing, okay, every once in a while I'd get an 88 in there. I'd be like, oh, shit, I threw that one really hard.
Yeah.
So then I broke it down to a video analysis, and I realized, okay, when I stay tall in the back leg and I really push off, get the extension, it spins off, get the hand in the right spot, get it out early, okay, I can actually throw the ball hard now. So my first tournament, after making those changes, I came out, I was 88, 90, top 91. I was electric. I was like, okay, shit, here we go.
As a 15-year-old, huh? There you go, buddy. Well, and you are a sophomore this year?
Yes, sir.
So you have this year, the following, you got 3 more years of high school. Now it's, for some guys, it'd be really easy to coast.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, you got it. Dude, you got it. You got you're committed and everything, man. So, like, for some guys, it stops. Why are you going to continue going?
There's a certain point where you realize, okay, I'm not a normal 15-year-old.
Yes.
I got to get off my ass and start working. Like, that really took a toll. My game upped during Corona. Corona was honestly a game changer for me. I was working hard before that, no doubt. I started working my ass off during Corona, and it's gonna I got it built in now. Like, that's how I am. I work my ass off now.
Good.
I have bigger plans than just playing college baseball. There's a lot of things that I want to do for my parents. My parents have sacrificed unreal amount of things, and have gone through a lot, honestly.
Just for you to play ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I mean, for you to go to like these travel tournaments and everything, and like do all that.
They're paying thousands of dollars out of their pocket, taking time off of their work, ruining their vacations just to take me around the world to play baseball. Like, what more can I ask for? It's a blessing for sure.
That's incredible.
So I want to do that for them. I want to be able to like pay. My goal is to pay off their loans, with whatever I sign with. And then I also want to do it for like my town. There's been one dude, and he was in like the 1980s, that made it out, I guess. Not like that, but he did something more than become a doctor or be a known lawyer. You know what I mean? He was the first real athlete to make it out, which was sweet. Like, I come from a very nice area, so I want to be the top of the nice area is like my goal. I want to prove that, okay, this kid's from Franklin. Franklin kids can play baseball. Or
So is it a pretty small town?
Yeah, like 30,000 people, 20,
Oh,
20,000.
30,000. Oh, okay.
It's not like huge, but it's not small. It's like good size.
Yeah, I hear you. It's a little different. I think there's got to be close to 1 million people now in like the greater Seattle area. So I mean, it's a little bit different here. Traffic is a thing. You probably have one-way roads, correct?
Yeah, we do actually.
Yeah, that makes sense. My grandparents live in the south of the Oklahoma Panhandle in Texas, so like right near the border. And it's
Nice.
a town of 9,000 people, and I just remember those one-way roads, brother. Those one-way roads.
Yeah, it's like
And you
so.
could see for miles.
Yeah,
It is flat. Yeah.
there's a lot going on in Franklin. It's like a really busy. It's like a fake city. Is like what I like to call it. It's a city in the country. Is exactly what it's like.
That's cool.
There's really not like it's a golfing community, but there's also farmland. Is the best way to put it. Lots of businesses. Yeah.
That's cool.
It's a nice area. Very nice area. I love Franklin.
Yeah, well, it's always in your heart, man. Put on for your city, right?
Exactly.
That's good, dude. That's good. There are other factors that drive you that in just like it's more than just yourself.
It's more than just me, and it's more than just the paycheck. Like I'm trying to do this for bigger reasons than just money, and for bigger reasons than just myself.
And that's the only way it'll work. That's really the only way it'll work. I think there has to be some sort of like outside motivation, whatever that is. And you may have had something when you're younger, and now you have something new. And now you have even like probably in the last year or so, even more new fire getting this recent interest at the MLB level.
Yeah, getting the interest at the MLB level, moving up to the second overall rank in the country. Yeah. You would think it'd be amazing. It is, don't get me wrong, but I want the number one. And there are way too many people telling me that I don't deserve my spot. So it's time to prove to them, yes, I do. I'm also going for the number one. You know what I mean?
Dude, you're always anywhere in life, anytime you have success on the field, off the field, there's always going to be somebody telling you, oh, dude, you're full of shit. You're no good. You shouldn't be there. You're not that good.
It's easy to tell someone they don't belong, but it's hard to tell someone they do. Simple as that.
Yeah, exactly. Like
the main thing for me is I just got to keep working. I got to stay humble, and I got to stay within myself. My biggest thing right now, my biggest two sayings are don't believe the hype and stay the course. You just got to stay the course, and you can't believe the hype.
Yeah, I love that. That's for everybody out there. That's a guy who has his head on his shoulders, right? A guy who's going to make good decisions with his money. A guy who's doing it more for just, way more than just a check, for his parents, for his city. I mean, you got your city on your back. Like you got a chip, man. You got way more motivation when you got your city on your back. If you really put your city on your back. And you know what? There's a lot of people who feel like I can't put my city on my back over here. I live in there's a bunch of people that live here. That's a lot more weight than 30,000 people, but it's the same shit. It's just how you see it.
It's one big
your mindset. So your mindset changed really during Corona. As you really got on it. You started lifting in 7th grade, not as, probably off and on, maybe like 2-3 days a week.
Yeah, it was like 2 to 3 days a week, not like super Olympic type of lifts, more body weight based, which makes sense. I was still young. But then in 8th grade, I was like, all right, let's put on some weight. Let's see what I can do. And then 9th grade, it was really just, all right, I'm going to be fast. I'm going to be big. I'm going to put force in the ground. I'm going to hit balls 110. Like, that's my goal.
Yeah. So what is your 60 time?
6.68 hand time and a 6.72 laser.
That is a D1 center fielder right there. Got to be at 6'7".
My personal goal is by next season, I want to be under 6.65 laser.
Okay. So, well, there's a lot of, I think some of the work you were talking about before with the the jumping, that has to help.
Yeah.
Just
mobility.
Mobility for sure.
Yeah, my mobility has to get a lot better right now.
Stretching.
Yep.
Where do you need mobility? Hips?
Yeah, so my hip mobility is good. Like I'm still a young kid, so it's not gonna be bad. It's just not where it needs to be.
Okay.
I don't move very athletically with my hips. I'm just athletic, so it helps with like how it looks. Opening up is obviously huge for an outfielder.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be able to. I gotta free my hips up.
And so is that why you weren't in center field in that most recent post? I saw that video. I saw you were in left field, I think, and I was like, I'm thinking to myself, man, that center fielder they have better be pretty damn good if you're left.
Yeah, I was in left because my team Indiana center fielder is also going to Vanderbilt. And he's a 2021. He's a stud. He runs
he's on that team Indiana team with
you. Yeah. He runs like 6'3".
He's running a 6'3". Wow.
Yeah, he's ridiculous.
Wow, that guy's got some wheels, man.
Us two in the outfield, and then our right fielder is going to IU. Or is going to IU. We're done now. But like that outfield was something special, man. It was crazy.
Yeah. That's like the no-fly zone.
Yeah,
that's the no-fly
exactly.
zone. Nothing.
My normal travel team will be I'll be in center, and I'm like a 6'6", 8". Our left fielder is a 6'7", 2", and our right fielder is a 6'7", 5" at 15. So that'll be a true no-fly.
You guys got a team, man. You guys got a squad. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
My summer
so when you were really quick, I know you got to run. I want to get to a few things right before you do. I think you said you got to leave in like 13 minutes, right?
Yeah. I'll head out about 2ish.
Okay, that's perfect. So when you were younger, did you play up?
I did. I actually played up when I was 5. I played 6. 6. I played 7. 7. I played 8. 8. I played 9. 9. I played 10. 10. I played 11 and 12.
Good.
11. I played 12 and 13, and then 12. I played 13, and then after that, I switched to the Bulls, and that's when I just had to stay my own age.
Okay, so now you have to stay with, or at least you had to stay with 14s for your 14-year year. However, you went with Team Indiana. You went with Team Indiana to Jupiter, and you were playing against guys who were 2-3 years older. Yeah, 3 years older than you are.
So they do like the easiest way to do it now is by class, obviously. So like I play with my 23 grads during the summer, and then during the fall I play with the 21 grad team.
I see.
So next year it'll be the 22 team, but next year our Team Indiana scout team will be majority underclassmen.
Yeah.
We just got some dudes in the 2023 class.
Yeah.
Like,
well, so
there are some dudes this year that definitely should have made it, or definitely could have played on it. It was just too many people. Like, you know what I mean?
I see. So you guys still got it. You're gonna have a team.
Yep.
Well, maybe next year at Worlds, dude. Elite Eight's pretty good. You know, and I guess you guys got smoked by somebody from Cali. Is that West Coast? West Coast, dude. West Coast.
Yeah. We played a Cali team in the morning, and then we played a Cali team second. We played a Cali team third. It was rough.
Really?
Yeah, we played 3 Cali. It was rough, man. The first team, we had a grand slam in the 5th, brought us up. We ended up winning 5-3, which was huge. That center fielder I was talking about, he hit it. It was nice. And then the next game we won like 5-1, and then we just got destroyed by it was Garcia Parra's team. So.
Okay.
So
how hard were those guys throwing for the most, like the guys in Cali, or the Cali teams, and then the other guys you played?
I probably didn't see slower than 88, 87.
Okay.
We saw one crafty lefty that was like 81, 86. But he was just disgusting. It was like 86 from the list slot. It was.
Yeah, and you're a left-handed hitter. You're a left-handed hitter, so that's kind of tough.
Yeah, it was like his slider started behind me, and I was like, all right, whatever. This is bullshit. Like, this is not fair.
Yeah.
But it was fun. That kid was a stud. He was good. And then we saw a kid that was like 93, 94. It was fun.
So when you see a guy who's throwing 94, what do you do differently? I mean,
absolutely nothing.
Absolutely nothing. Okay.
You know
why I asked you that? I'm sorry. You know why I asked you that question? Because I wanted everybody to understand how important it is getting in the rear leg early. So it's like you're waiting for the ball. You cannot go from, you are totally screwed. Totally screwed.
Exactly. Like the only thing you have to change, you have to get the foot down like half a second earlier, maybe. Like maybe.
Yep. That's
which is the
awesome.
same thing as like loading early. Like it's you don't change your swing at all.
Exactly. And I think you might even be more used to seeing velocity as well because you've always played up. I
Hmm.
think playing up was probably a really good move for you.
Yeah.
That's something in common that a lot of guys have, it seems. So was that your dad's choice or was that your choice?
That was my choice, and like I don't know, it was like okay, we realized that this kid can be something. Like there was signs when I was young that okay, this kid could actually be a player. Like he's
Like, what
showing.
did you do? Were you like 6-year-old? You're putting tanks like 200
Oh
or
yeah,
something?
it was like when you like see a 6-year-old that like doesn't look like a 6-year-old, or
Yeah.
he just looks like he has present talent that just shouldn't be there.
Yeah, he
It was
moves
like
better.
yeah,
He
he
has,
just looks more athletic.
yeah, for
Or
sure.
is more athletic. Like it was just one of those things. And they're like, all right, yeah, let's just put you up in age group and let's see what you can do. And then like that's where I met all my best. Like that was a community team, so like we grew up playing together, and now we get to play together again in high
That's
school.
so cool. That's so
It's so
cool.
awesome, man. Like it is because we all went our separate ways
Man,
after
now that's
that.
full circle, dude.
Yeah,
You
that
guys
13U
they've
team.
returned.
We all broke apart, and like one of the kids is going to Indiana State now. I'm going to Vandy. Then the other three just haven't chosen yet. Like, it's
Yeah, that's awesome.
really, really cool. Like it's moving. It's awesome.
That's awesome, man. Well, so playing up, started working out, kind of getting, learning to train when you were in 7th grade. Um, really bringing it in Corona, working out twice a day, taking supplements, creatine, eating 5,500 calories. Just, it's different. That's not what most kids do. Most kids choose to party. Most kids choose to probably, chase girls, and that's what it is. What it is, and that's kind of like what
It's the
like
high school
society.
effect.
It's kind of like what society pushes you
Yeah,
to. I mean, it is
yeah.
what it is.
It's
But
the normality.
yeah. And so I'm glad we were able to get on, man. It took like
Yeah,
2 weeks to get you on the
about
phone.
time, man. I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
but
dude.
I'm really glad that we did it. And I think as you kind of go through the ranks of high school, and this community kind of grows a little bit, I hope that we can talk a few more times.
For
You said
sure.
you're out in Cali. In when was that? You said you're out in Cali?
November.
November. Okay. Well, we'll see, man. I think sometime at some point I'd like to be able to meet you, and like maybe you come out to the West Coast. There's who knows, man. Maybe you check out the first Starbucks again. You come to
Yeah,
Seattle, check
I
out the
have
first
to, man.
Starbucks. I can show you Bellevue this time. I can show you Bellevue. Yeah.
All right, man.
All right, bro. Well, hey, I look forward to seeing what you're gonna keep doing, and I'm sure we'll talk soon. Keep doing your
For
thing,
sure.
dude. Keep working your butt off, and man, I think everybody who sees this, they're gonna love you, man. Your personality, you're a cool guy. You can talk. It's just, we're hoping that these next few years are just gonna be like, we just keep seeing you, dude. We just keep
Yeah,
seeing you.
just gotta keep climbing, stay the course.
Yeah, exactly, man. All right, bro. Well, hey, great talking to you, and I will talk to you soon.
Hey, sounds good.